Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Empty Head. Okay, so we have just left White Fox in the bathroom, and we're off chasing Sarah. Christopher! Sarah? Is that you? Yes, it's me. Why are you covering your eyes? It's a long story. Tell me what happened. I thought I heard my mum screaming, but I was wrong. The strange voice that I heard before couldn't have been Sarah. Sarah, if you've already checked this room, I think we can... No! I have something to show you, Christopher. It's in this room. It's actually important. I wonder what it could be. Okay, Sarah. You're still covering your eyes, though. Would you mind walking me to it? Sure. Come on, then. What the... Okay. Okay, so now I'm in control of Sarah. Okay, so I'm really enjoying this game so far, and I'm very interested to see where the rest of the story goes. I'm interested to see who or what this Crimson Smile character is. Here we are. What is it? It's a fable. The same one that Dad bought me and Thomas. Would you like to read it? Is it the one about the dolphins? There's just the final chapter. I'm sure I'll be able to understand it. The story of a close-knit family, chapter 3. The poor dolphin was so desperate that he wasn't able to focus. The pain he felt in that moment was indescribable. He'd never been alone before, and he couldn't imagine how horrible loneliness might be. Aww. Keep going. Time passed, and his parents were still gone. Suddenly the little dolphin saw something in the distance. The dolphin swam as fast as he could, and he finally reached his destination. The only destination you should always keep fighting for. The one you can always shut down the loneliness inside us. Family. Sarah, don't you think you should take it with you? You've already said it's an important memory for you. Me and my brother, we felt like the little dolphin. Alone. Christopher. Let's get out of here. Of course. Thank goodness. My arms were ready to fall off. Oh, sad. At least they had each other, I suppose. Are those the helmet from the Metroid suit? It's a hat with a bow ribbon. Oh, it's a hat with a bow on it. I thought it was... Okay, so these possibly might revolve around another puzzle. It's given different hats. Different dresses. A mannequin. No, that's a hat stand, my friend. Okay. Strange painting. Starting from the top dress, the mannequin, as in the painting, but be careful. You won't be able to change your choice, you have only one chance. Okay, so I need to select the right clothes to make sure that I dress the mannequin properly. Okay, so she's got a hat with a white bow on it and a white dress, so it must be this hat, right? Pick the hat with the white ribbon. Yes, a hat with white ribbon. Okay, so I can put the hat on. What do you want to do with the mannequin? I would like to put its hat on, please. I would like to dress it in white. So she's not wearing a red or a blue dress, is she? No. Closest would be the white. So it must be this dress. The white dress. It looks great to me, but never mind. What do you want to do with the mannequin? I would like to put the dress on, and I'd like it to be the white one, please. There's a sheet of paper inside the pocket of the dress. We'll wait for you in Devon's room. I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, you and me both, kiddo. It's stuck. Who's this a bust of? That's a little bit of Napoleon. Okay, so I didn't realise this game was going to involve puzzles. Nothing interesting here. I didn't realise this game was going to involve puzzles, but I'm very glad that they're relatively straightforward puzzles that I can work out, because I'm too dumb to work out any of the complicated ones. This should be the exit. Ah, this is where we entered when we were Fox. Yes. Different kinds of books. Yes, we entered here as Fox, didn't we? That's where we read just before we met Christopher, I think. What? That's Christopher? White Fox? Are you going to the inn as well? Why did they walk away from me? And where's Sarah gone? Hang on a minute, they weren't together when we left them, they were separated. What's this? This is a picture of my family. This photo was taken 4 years ago. We were so happy at the time. Let's look at Laura. Laura was so kind and thoughtful. She always had a smile on her face. Her smile was always able to warm my heart. But in this photo I can see the insecurity in her eyes. I hadn't been the perfect husband. Sarah was only 2 in this photo. That would make her 6 now. She loved being held in my arms. It was one of the things she really enjoyed. She hates me now. Thomas has always been a little shy. He never liked group shots because they make him feel uncomfortable. I've always wanted him to be a lawyer like me, but he never wanted to listen. I shouldn't have objected so much in his decisions. I stopped drinking when Laura was pregnant with Thomas, but I started again as time went by. Hi. Yes, I feel like this Crimson Smile character is some form of a spirit that's very displeased with my actions. A piano. Let the piano play itself to open the box. Press one of the buttons to activate the piano and repeat its notes. What are these buttons? Okay, so there must be a sequence, right? It's got to be... It's kind of weird to find a fountain out here. A white bench. So surely there must be some form of sequence. Can I go back to the photograph? No, what? Non voglio tornare indietro. What under the sun does that mean? Is that Latin? It sounds Latin to me. Give me a minute, I'll translate it. Okay, well, Tim was mistaken. It's not Latin, it's Italian, and it means I don't want to go back. Interesting. I don't know why it's decided to write that in Italian. Possibly this game is originally Italian. It's a slight bug. It hasn't played the English script for some reason. So there's 4 notes. Let the piano play itself to open the box. Press one of the buttons to activate the piano and repeat its notes. So I press these buttons to produce a collection of notes, and then I press the piano. No, I don't. No, the piano isn't playing the notes that I'm dictating, it's playing its own set of notes. I need to recreate that in the buttons. And I'm not learning to read music, honestly, this would help me so much now. Okay, let me think about this. Okay, it's like an up, down, up, down. Up, down. Yeah, so you activate the piano and then you have to repeat the piano's notes. So I do need to repeat the notes which are being played to me, only because I'm not very good at hearing a note and actually being able to tell what it is, like, oh, that's a C sharp or whatever. Because I'd never learned that particular part of music, I'm slightly stuck. But give me a minute and I will work this out. Yo! Did I do it? No, I didn't. Something happened, the music... Is that changed? Is that different to how it was? I don't know, I played... What did I do? Did I do green, red? I think I did. I think I did green, red, purple, blue. And and a noise made it doo-doo-doo. But it doesn't seem to have opened. Is this playing a different tune now? I don't think it is. I'm baffled by this. Can I continue? Is this like an optional puzzle, or do I have to? I should get curious. I should keep going, but I'm curious to know what's inside the box. Yeah. So this is a necessary puzzle. Okay. So I seem to have made progress, but I do not seem to be complete yet. Well, that's the noise it played before. Is it changing? Am I going completely stark raving mad, or is that melody changing? I don't know, that time it worked. What did I do? Blue, green, red, purple, and that time it worked. Let me try it again. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how I solved that one, but I did. That's strange. So I put in two different combinations, only of which the last combination I think was the actually correct one, repeating the notes that the piano was playing, and then... Never mind, I'll clear it up later. And it seemed to make a noise, and then I played a different one which was correct, and then it... I don't know. I'm not good with music. Singing I can do, music singing I can kind of do. Music I definitely can't do, particularly not hearing it. Reading off a piece of paper I'm decent with, but not hearing it in ear. But anyway, doesn't matter. We've got the straight. Use the key that we found in the box. Yes, please. What's inside? So they said they were waiting in Marcus Devon's room, which is the first room. I see our friend is still on the television. Beyond this door, I still don't know what to expect. It's time to settle the score. Choose wisely, your answers will determine the ending. Oh, we're coming to the end? Oh, in which case this is going to be an extremely short video. I am so sorry about that. Choose wisely. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can get to decide. We can see different endings at least, maybe. Glad you finally showed up, Mr. Baker. I never told you my name. You can likely imagine who told me. Can you explain what's going on? Shh. There is no need to get so worked up. Christopher, White Fox, why are you here? I invited them. Do you have a problem with that? We are more important than you might think. What's going on? I'll make you pay for this. I just want to see my children. Just want my children. Where are they? So you're still interested in finding them? Of course. I came here because of them. I thought they were... Everything has its time, Mr. Baker. I would like to ask you, who do you think is involved in your children's disappearances? All of you, I'm the one involved, or it was Marcus. I do find it interesting that those three are the ones wearing masks and nobody else is. I'm not wearing a mask, my children aren't wearing a mask, Marcus doesn't seem to be wearing a mask. What if I say it's my fault? Don't tell me. Have you figured it out? I had some flashbacks. Flashbacks to events I don't actually remember. Unfortunately, they didn't help me remember everything. As if my head was empty. That's why we're here, Mr. Baker. We have always been there for you. To get you to understand. You don't remember most things you've done because of your need to drink. It was a habit of mine. Drinking helped me not think about a lot of things. For example, how much of a failure I was as a lawyer. Somehow I managed to forget about Mrs. Meakin's husband dying even if it didn't concern me. We are hoping that this trip will help you understand everything. Marcus and Alice. Does Marcus represent myself and Alice represent Sarah? It's all connected. But why didn't you tell me this from the beginning? We didn't know how you'd react, but mostly with your current state, we didn't know if we could trust you. You might not have figured it out, but the alcohol made you a horrible person. How am I supposed to believe you? You mentioned that in court today, you mentioned a problem. The judge couldn't imagine that you were an alcoholic. After all, only your family knew. If you don't believe me, look in the mirror. What? It was me the whole time? Do you understand now, Mr. Baker? You are your own worst enemy. What should I do? You should be the one to decide. I just want to see my wife and children again. It's the only thing that matters to me. I knew. Stop. We can't trust him. You both know what he did. Don't say that. Don't let him, I don't know why all the subtitles are coming up as Harold, but don't let him affect you by what he's saying. He's obviously lying to get away with it. Sarah? Nothing gets past you, does it? Or maybe I should call you Father. Don't get too many weird thoughts. I'm just the embodiment of your daughter. Interesting, I thought it was the other way around. I thought perhaps White Fox represented Sarah, because they're sort of both the White Fox and Christopher are young. One's a boy, one's a girl, so that would make sense that they would represent Sarah and Thomas, and then the maid, who's then older, would represent my wife, but seemingly that's not the case. Made by your mind. This world was created by your own guilt. The real person here is you. Just me. So even my children are created by you? That's right. Your real family is still in your house, Mr. Baker. Even you are... Yes. Each of us has experienced the same fears and feelings as your children and your wife. Mr. Baker, your son, as shy and immature as he could be, spending time with you made him feel unaccepted. He was scared of the eyes of his own father, the same red eyes from all the drinking. The same eyes that lashed out against them. We had a chance to meet them, but somehow they even refused us. They did it because you're Mr. Baker's allies. That's true. Sarah hesitated when she told me about my friendship with Mr. Baker. But in the end, she believed in me. What are you saying? And she isn't the only one. I still believe him. Nonsense. What about Thomas? He ran away. I'm sure he still hates his father. No, you're wrong. Thomas willfully showed me the way. He wanted me to run into Christopher. That's right, White Fox. Thomas was encouraging us. He was the first one who wanted Mr. Baker to discover the truth. Mr. Baker. Do you remember when you hit your wife with a bottle of wine? What are you talking? don't do it. Mr. Baker doesn't need to remember the past. Chris is right. Harold already regrets what he did, even if he doesn't remember all of it. You're right. I don't need to remember the past. All I'd be doing is feeding my guilt. Susan, please. I'm no longer the same man as before because of you. That's why I want to thank you. Mr. Baker, Sarah's angry for you. It was your anger for Mr. Devon, the same shared by her daughter. Harold, I know you're Laura, or at least you are as unhappy and insecure as Laura, and it was my fault she felt that way. But it's because of you that I'm here now. I would never have had the strength to do any of this if it wasn't for you. I think it's time for you to return to your family now, don't you think? Don't worry. Are you sure that I'm ready? Of course. Then this is goodbye. Don't forget about us. Thank you. Without you, we never would have been able to find forgiveness in ourselves. And we'd have kept living in this beyond madness limbo. I can finally say that I'm happy. And I think you guys should be too. You're right. What I did to you is just horrible, but I know that we can move on. You're right. You're ready to start your life again, Harold. Thank you for everything. I hope to see you again one day. For a reason that doesn't concern all of this. Our photo. Obtained framed photograph. Welcome back to the real world, Harold. Are they still in bed? So happy to see you again. It's good to be back. Am I going to throw all the wine down the sink? We'll be happy again, just like we used to be. It's a promise. True ending, a new beginning. What am I looking at? What? Oh, these are the credits. Wow, that's a spooky image. The mouth is so low, it's like at the bottom of the chin. Wow. is fantastic. Okay, since this has been obviously quite short, since I didn't realise the video was so short, whether I didn't realise the rest of the game was coming so near to an end, then I suppose we'll go back and we'll see what sort of other endings we can get. Aww. Bonus room. In this room are all the fan arts of Empty Head. A big thank you to everyone who decided to visit. Oh, it's fan art! Somehow that's even nicer. Oh, that's so sweet and lovely. Oh, and there's all the people that made it. Aww. It's lovely. This has genuinely been a really nice story. It was told really well, and it had really nice, believable characters, and the story was built up nicely. I'm not quite sure how all of the different components of the story came together. I mean, what with White Fox and Carter and the maid and Devon, that all made sense to me, but some parts of it didn't. Like the pigs. What was the pigs in the apple puzzle? What was all that about? And that particular part didn't make any sense to me, but since we've got a bit of time, let's go back in and let's see. Yes. Let me choose a different ending and see what kind of things happen then. Okay, so what if instead of saying I want to see my kids, what if we say what's going to happen now? Good question. Now that Mr. Devon is dead and all the evidence has been erased, I have nothing to worry about. I think it's clear by now that I was the one who killed him. But I'm sure you guys will be as quiet as mice. Marcus wasn't exactly the best person in the world, but he didn't deserve to die. He was a violent alcoholic who abused his family. He had absolutely no place in society. If you don't think he deserved to die, he deserved to be chucked onto a desert island. Preferably one with a great big tiger on it. Do you even understand what you're saying? I'm going to ask you a simple question, Mr. Baker. And I want you to answer me honestly. Why does everyone hate you? I'm not a man who can inspire sympathy in others. I probably sound harsh most of the time. But I swear I'm not the kind of person everyone thinks I am. I have an idea. I believe you, Aaron. What is she talking about? I'll play your game, White Fox. I think you are someone to be proud of, Mr. Baker. Very few have made it this far, and you did, for your family. Oh, now I understand. You don't need your family, Mr. Baker. You already have us. What? I think you noticed it too. Your family doesn't want you either. You're wrong. I have been acting a bit too harshly towards you. I hope you'll forgive me. Harold, face the truth. We're already the only ones who have accepted you for who you are. Do you remember what happened today in court? The judge threw me out. I was drunk. I don't remember what else happened. I had flashbacks about events I don't actually remember. Poor Mrs. Meakin. She didn't deserve to be treated like your slave. Not to mention your Enough! I admit it, I did some stuff I'm not proud of. But I haven't done anything bad enough to deserve this sort of punishment. That's exactly what we're thinking. We don't have any quarrel with you. What we're trying to say is, we want to save you. There's still plenty of things I don't know about this whole situation. Well, you can ask one last question. You talked about saving me. What do you mean? It's easier than you think. Stay with us, and we'll be your new family. We'll be the perfect replacement. What are you talking about? Mr. Baker, my friends let that come out wrong. Don't be so harsh on them. What they're trying to say is there isn't much choice. I'm very sorry, but you won't be able to see your family again. I can just imagine how much happier they'll be without you. Think about how your kids felt. And your wife. I don't remember anything. Harold, please. I admit it. The whole reason I'm in this situation is because of me. I never thought you guys knew each other, although it was obvious. You're wrong. It's only because of the masks that we understand. What's it all with the masks? Mr. Baker, that's enough. I would like to receive some sort of explanation. It doesn't even matter at this point. Let us help you. So, I don't have a choice. My family doesn't want to see me anymore. I think you are forgetting a very important detail. We'll always be here for you. You're right. The only ones who really cared about me this whole time were you two. Oh, look at yourself, White Fox. You're crying your eyes out. Very astute observation, because there's so many people out there who burst into tears and they don't notice that they're crying. It's a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Baker. I knew you'd do the right thing. So it's true. I was a terrible husband and a terrible father. I'm to be ashamed of. The alcohol made me a horrible person. Only an idiot would think my family would want to stay with someone like me. Ah, so you finally get it. It's not the only thing I understand. I will stay with you. In the end, this is what I deserve. I deserve to stay by someone created by my own mind. I'm so happy. I'm sorry, Owl. I never meant for any of this to happen. It was the least I could do. I've never tasted a cup of tea like this before, Susan. I'm glad you like it. I always use 2 teaspoons of lemon to make it sour enough. Make yourself comfortable. I don't drink tea. So happy to live here with you guys. I never thought it would actually happen. It was a rush choice. But I can't deny the fact that I feel happy with us all together. Although it doesn't look the same for White Fox. Ever since she saw herself in the mirror, she only talks with Mr. Baker. She won't even tell us why. I honestly don't see what's so bad about her body. At most, she may gain a little weight. White Fox? I thought that you... I didn't want you to find out like this. It's all my fault. If somebody should be taking blame, it should be me. I'm sure we'll somehow manage to start over. So please don't leave us. You're all I have left. I thought my idea made sense. But this way, we just tricked him with false hope. It's all my fault. White Fox. Neutral ending. A fake reality. So the first ending was presumably abandoning the drink and abandoning the old ways and trying to start over again. This is much like what happened in I Woke Up Next to You Again, if you remember that from ages and ages ago, where in that circumstance a lack of social interaction forced somebody to hide within their own imagination, this would appear to be something similar, where the guilt has overtaken him and he's not able to face the reality of returning to his family, so he's presumably burying himself in more alcohol and lying to himself into believing that this creation of his imagination, which was trying to help, as we saw in the first ending, has in reality, he's embraced it too much and is hiding himself in it to avoid facing the rest of the world. So let me load back here again. Presumably there must be a bad ending of some kind. What if I say you're all going to pay for this? I knew it. You guys were involved in all of this. And it's all your fault. On what grounds would it be our fault? Look. First of all, our waitress. I knew someone that may help you, my foot. I found myself in an empty room with just... It's true. In that time I've decided to have some fun. That smile. Do you think I'm here to make you laugh? My kids' lives may be in danger because of you. Harold. White Fox. Even you disappointed me. I don't know what game you're playing, but I thought you had my back. But I'm on your side. I don't know what made you think otherwise, but I don't... I saw you. I saw the way you were waving that knife. You can't deny it. A knife? What are you talking about? White Fox wouldn't hurt a fly. Right? Harold, what you saw wasn't real. I have no reason to have a knife with me. You're being rather tough with White Fox, don't you think? Christopher is right. This girl doesn't have a knife. You're wrong to blame her. Stop it. Stop treating me like I'm crazy. You are crazy. You're a crazy alcoholic lunatic. Enough. Calm down. You're starting to scare me. I don't care. I took the knife. It'll prove I'm not lying. Mr. Baker, we didn't do anything wrong. Don't be ridiculous. You did everything you could to get in my way. Even now, I have no idea where my children are. Mr. Baker, let us explain. Do you still think it's so funny? Now it's your turn, traitors. Will killing us help you find your children? Let him do it. When he finds out the truth, he'll regret it and pay the price. Don't talk nonsense. I don't need you, and I see no reason why I will regret this. You got in my way all this time, and now it's time to pay. Don't worry. It will be quick and almost painless. I'm sorry. Oh, God. So, I have no choice again. Sheesh. Wow, okay, that was an awful lot darker than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so I think those are the three endings. I didn't realize it had multiple endings, but interesting. Interesting. Okay, that was very dark and very, very disturbing. Anyway, that's the end of Empty Head. We saw all three choices. We saw all three endings, rather. We saw the good ending, where we changed our ways and went back to our family. We saw the neutral ending, which is still a pretty bad ending, where we drowned ourselves in a fake reality, and we saw the bad ending, where we murdered the imaginary facsimiles of our family which were trying to save us, and in the end we just ended up ruining everything. So that was extremely unpleasant. But the game itself was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this. This was actually really good. I will always be confused why these games never go full screen, but other than that, I love this style of game. Hopefully we'll have the opportunity to play more of them in the future. I really enjoyed this. I hope you did as well. Thank you very much for joining me for Empty Head, and thank you to the developers for making this, and everyone who made fan art as well, and everyone who supported this game, because this game is really good. It's really, really good. It tells a really good story. It's made fantastically well, and all the characters and the designs are all so cute and adorable. I just really like this game. It's just really sweet. It's really lovely, but at the same time utterly horrific. So this has been really, really good. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Look after each other, and good night.